Welcome back. Chase Johnston-Lynch, and we're here talking to the students who are participating in the director's course here with the WEA, Visual Grammar, Language, and Filmmaking. And I'm sitting here with, I always get this wrong because we call you Mal and Mally and everything, but it's James,
Michael J. Anderson.
Michael J. Anderson. See, I always get that wrong. So does the WEA. Right? They're like, who's this guy? I'm telling you, he's been on this course. So, Mal, you're also an actor who decided to participate in the director's course. So can you give us a little bit of your origin of what brought you to the course and what were you doing before you did this director's
Well, before I did this, I was at Joe Duggar with Dave McDonald. I've been doing acting there. So when I came to this course, I was introduced here by Jimmy Bixby. He brought me in. And I thought I was going to be doing acting, and then of course you wrote me in on the directing, which is something I branched into.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, the thing about it is, you have participated in a lot of scenes in acting, and also too is like you're the kind of actor like where Nigel's the kind of director with he brings in prompts. You're the kind of actor who like slicks back his hair, paints his mustache. It's like as a chameleon, you fully immerse yourself into roles. So can you tell us about some of the roles that you have done as immersive as you have done?
Well, when I did the Jaws one,
oh, that's really great fun.
When I did that, I couldn't find the script for it, and I looked on YouTube and I couldn't find the script. So I had to play it over and over again to get the lines and write them down. So I'd be writing down the lines as Robert Shaw was speaking. I got the lines together and written them down. And got Nigel and Jamie Bixby in it to play the other two participants.
And Gary filmed it, but it was your piece.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that piece was actually well received. Like, we had actually taken a small set of films to another group of people to showcase what goes on here at the Visual Grammar course, and they were all like enamored and up in arms about your role as Quint in that film, and but also too is the fact that like would you say that's like your favorite role, or as I was asking you, or is there others, or?
Yeah, well, what went a bit wrong was the spring-heel jack one I did.
Yeah.
Went a little bit wrong,
on a lot of different levels.
Yeah. when I first shot the first scene, which was in Sefton Park at night, the actors didn't show up who I originally intended to, and I think it was Alicia showed up. So they all sat down, and none of them had a script, so they didn't really know. Can't blame them for it. They didn't really have a script, so thrown in the midst of it, like they came up with this rather overacted bit. There was I had the guy who was doing the sound for it, actually acting in it, and it was like spring-heel jack, and it was all overacted bits, which took away from it a bit. But overall, I thought what was magnificent, it was Nigel and a little girl.
Nigel and I scary face in the window, or as a cop in the doorway.
In the doorway, yeah.
I thought a little too freaky, that one, but I don't know. But like, let me just say this, is like everybody has their own different style, and I think what you tend to do, and I can't fault it, but it's like the course is, as you heard from the different people who talk, is more improvisational. And like what you tend to do is like you tend to come from it from like this thinking cerebral head where like you're writing things down like as if you got a quill and a pen ink, because he literally does. He writes these scripts out. He doesn't use the computer or anything. It's like it's like you're a technophobe, and you want things to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't fault you for that, but then again, this course is only a 2-hour course, and it's like, you only just, everybody's here just trying to learn about directing, but you come from it, you're the director that comes from it here's a script, you know what I mean? And here's the dialogue, and I want you to read it. And people go, oh, dude, words on paper. What's going on? But I mean, I can't fault you for wanting to be prepared or not. But when it comes to like say improvising, you participated in the Beta Day course where we had like an all-female director's course, and it was run during the daytime.
That's right, yeah.
And you know, so as an actor, you had to take the direction from these different directors where you were in this western.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And everything. So tell me a little bit about that, because that's a good.
Well, in that I do a bit of an impression of Lee Van Cleef, which I'll do for you now. So I did my Lee Van Cleef, and Chase here did the Tuco part, the band played by Eli Wallach, and Nige was the Clint Eastwood role of Man with No Name, and I came in with the Lee Van Cleef thing, which amused everyone, and it seemed to work.
Yeah, but also too is it that, so I mean I'm just saying it's just so that we give a shout out to that course that we had there. But you also, had this thing where because you were so prepared and because this course is so improvised, there'll be a lot of times when people weren't there. So like that experience that we had where you were trying to do Night of Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I'm on medication, which I started taking going back to when I had agoraphobia for 5 years. And I'm on a medication that gives me tremors in my right hand. So I get tremors in my right hand. My hand was like this, and I was trying to do Night of the Hunter.
And you had the love-hate on your fingers.
Yeah, it was, my hands were shaking. I was going, H-A-T-E. This hand at old Brother Lowe struck the blow that laid the Brother Lowe, and all the rest of it. And completely fouled it up because my hands were shaking. And I'd raced after a while on a tape, and I thought it would have worked out quite well. But except my hands were shaking, and it ruined the shot. But as Chase says, a lot of the actors and actresses didn't show up.
So you needed kids in that one.
I needed kids in that, and they went there.
Yeah. So, I mean, but like, what I was always trying to impart to people is like, well, all right, this happens. What else can you do here? But then you were very rigid in your thinking that, no, I need this, I need that, and everything like that. And so, it just impeded on your process of films, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you still have a nice bank of films that you've made throughout the course and everything, but I mean, it was just that dogged, like, I need this way, I need these costumes that way. So, what was your favorite film?
Of ones I made?
Okay.
Let me think. The one I'm most satisfied with, I think, is Jaws.
Yeah, it's a really good film. I mean, but also I would like to say that recent film you did, Crime Alley, that's what I call it.
Crime Alley, yeah.
I thought that was pretty good because you, again, you did it one way. Tell us about the reshoot.
Well, when we filmed it, Nigel was shooting the shot in the alleyway there, and it was going a bit dusk. Well, it was around dusk time, and it was going a bit dark, and the result was the film came out really dark and black, and you couldn't see the actors in it because it was completely blacked out. So we had to reshoot that scene again, and we filmed it, and it was raining on the day, but Chase has added a lot more rain, which made it look effective. And we filmed the scene where I was walking down the alleyway, and one of the first problems we had was there was a number of people sleeping rough out there, and they thought I actually was a police officer.
No, I didn't know that part.
And they were saying, "What is this? Is this the bill?" And I said no. So it worked out in the end.
Yeah.
But it was a bit of a...
But I mean, I guess what I was trying to point out is that like films take a long time to make. We're trying to do this within a short window of time, But when we looked at it, and I tried to put it together for you, and then it was like, look, we still got the guys. It's like, can we reshoot? And it's like one of the few films that we actually reshot. But in reshooting it, it actually came out to be a really good film.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to point out. It's like, not every film needs to be reshot or can be reshot, but we did that, and then it was able to make it a more effective
It
film.
was an effective film, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, overall, I mean, coming in as an actor, because you, like you say, you came in as an actor, then you were asked to direct and stuff. I mean, did you enjoy the process? Did you learn anything from it?
Yeah, I learned something from it. I learned a few things, like POV, which I learned from Nigel here, which was the what is it? The
Point of view?
point of view, yeah. I learned a few things about doing shots from different angles, and as we were saying earlier on, crossing the line, learned about that, yeah. So I learned a few things about filming, but as I say, I came in as an actor originally, and so I didn't really have a clue about any of this.
Mm. So would you like, because you were telling me that you were gonna now pursue writing or something like
Writing, yeah, I'm going to try and write stories,
that? Mm.
because I've got a few ideas for stories now. I want to write them.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said throughout this piece, I mean, writing is what you've been doing throughout this whole thing. So, and I think that as far as filmmaking is concerned, you can do a lot of different things, you know what I mean? Like writing, acting, directing and stuff like that, and kind of like fluctuate back and forth. So, I mean, I wish you luck on that whole part of your journey and everything, but I think it's been really great participating in this course. So I want to thank you for that, though.
Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so, wait a minute, Mount, don't leave.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, yes.
That's a,
So this has been, this has been the, so we've been
Keep it together, Chase.
Thanks, Mal, and everything. So, we've been talking to directors who participated in the WEA Visual Grammar course, and we got more directors to talk to, but thank you very much.